welcome to another video. In today's video, we'll be looking at the Mann-Whitney U Test, the indirect method. So we looked at in our previous video. If you've not watched it, you can watch it, the direct method of Mann-Whitney U Test. Today's video, we'll be looking at the indirect method of Mann-Whitney U Test. Now, for the indirect method, we'll use similar steps with the direct method, but there will be a little difference between them. So we have a question that says the carbohydrate content of two banana varieties as follows. So for each of the varieties, so we took out a sample. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have 7 samples of variety 1 and 7 samples of variety 2, where we checked the carbohydrate contents of each of the bananas we took out. Now, question says using indirect method, test whether there is any significant difference in carbohydrate content of two banana varieties at alpha equals 0.05. So this is our level of significance. I've already explained what the level of significance means. It basically means that the amount of error we are permitted to make. So the level of significance is saying 5%. 5 over 100 is 0.05. So you could either be given in decimal point form or you could be given in percent form. So that means your test should be 95% accurate and they should not be more than 5% error. That's what your level of significance is basically saying. Now, to solve this, first of all, I've always stated it, before you solve any of your, this is a non-parametric test, before you solve any statistical tests, state what your null hypothesis is. Now, our null hypothesis, stated it in the previous video, the null hypothesis for Mann-Whitney U Test is that the population or the two populations where we got our samples from are exactly alike. I'll write it again. The two populations of our samples are exactly alike. That's basically the general null hypothesis of Mann-Whitney U Test. But for every question, there is a different null hypothesis. Now, for this question, the null hypothesis is that now we say whether we should test whether there is any significant difference in carbohydrate content of the two banana varieties. So of the two banana variety. So the null hypothesis would be there is no difference. So you see, exactly alike, meaning there is no difference. So there is no difference in carbohydrate content of the two banana varieties, while the alternative hypothesis would be there is a difference in carbohydrate content of the two banana varieties. So let's test for this. Step 1 would be basically assigning N1 to variety 1 and N2 to variety 2. Now, in this case, not like the direct method where we cancelled out numbers that looked alike in different listings. No, we would not do that in this case. So for variety 1, you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Variety 2 is also 7. So N1 will be equal to 7. N2 would also be equal to what? 7. So N1 is 7, N2 is 7. That's step 1, which is assigning N1 and N2. Assigning N1 and N2. Step 2 would basically be, step 2 would be to arrange them or to rank them in this case. So we would have to rank them. So ranking them now, in this case, would be assigning ranks to each of them in ascending order. So rank them in ascending order. So we rank them in ascending order. So we start. What is the smallest or the that means from smallest number to the biggest number? But the smallest number here is basically your 40. So you have to be very careful when ranking them. So we have rank number 140. So we could rank them here. Number one is 40. The next one we have is we do not have a 40 again. So 41. We rank it number two here. We have another 41 here. We basically rank it number three. Sorry, we are doing it here, but we see the same thing. So we have number two, number three. The next one we are looking for another 42. So another 42 would basically be to, there is no 42 here, so there's a 43. Yes, there is. So look for 4. So we have a 4 here. The next one would be 44. So we have a 44 here. We'll rank it 5. We have another 44, 6. So we'll look for 45. There is no 45 here. So we have a 46. So we have 6. We ended up with 6. So we have 7 here. So is there a 47? Yes, we rank it 8. 49. Is there a 48? I mean, no 48. 49, no. 50. Yes, we have a 50. So we have 9, 10. 51. No. Okay, we did not rank this 44 here. That is the issue. So we come back again. Sorry. So let's come down and do the ranking here instead. We have 41, which is in variety 1 here. We can now say 42. We will have a 41 here, so 41 again in variety 1 again. So we can come down. Do we have a 42 here? Sorry, we started with 40. So 40 on 1, 41 on 2, on 40 on 2, sorry. 41 on 2. So, sorry, please. Let me cancel this and do a different thing. So, let's start all over again. 40 on 1. That is on variety 2, I mean. 40 on variety 2 is the smallest here. We have a 41 here, so we'd have a 41. We have another 41. Or let's list out the numbers instead. So these ones are on group variety 1, variety 1. Good. What's the next number we have? Do we have a 42? No, we have a 43. So we'll go for 43, which is on variety 1 also. We have a 44. So we have a 44 here, 44 here, and 44 here. So we have 44, variety 1, 44, variety 1, 44, variety 2. So we also have, what do we have? A 40. Yes, we've done a 43, 44. So we're looking for a 45. We don't have, so we have a 46. So 46 is on variety 1. Do we have a 47? Yes, we have a 47, which is on variety 2. We have a 48. No, we don't. We don't have a 48. We have a 49. We still don't. Then we have a 50. So 50 would be on variety 2 also. So we are still moving. Let me come down here. 50. Do we have a 51? Okay, we have another 50, which is on variety 2 also. Do we have a 51? We don't. 52? We don't. We have a 53. And another 53, which is on variety 1, variety 2. So do we have a 54? Yes, which is our last one. It's on variety 2. So now we can now rank them. So now we have rank 1, rank 2, and 3. So now, since these two numbers are the same, we'll give them rank 2 and rank 3. Basically, what we'll do is sum up their ranking, which is rank 2 and rank 3, divide it by 2. So 5 divided by 2 will basically give you what? A 2.5. So this will be 2.5, 2.5. Now we look for 43. Does it have a counterpart? No. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. So this will be basically be 4. 44 and 44 basically have been 5 and 6. So since 44 and 44 and 44 and 44, sorry, be 5, 6, 7. So basically what we'll do is 5 plus 6 plus 7, all divided by 3. So which is equal to 18 divided by 3, which is equal to 6. So this will be 6, 6, 6. So this will be the ranking. We have 6, 6, 6. Now we have 46. Basically, this would have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This would be 8. So this will be 8 here. We have a 9 here. Now, this would be 10 and 11. So we sum up 10 plus 11 divided by 2. So we have 10 plus 11, which is 10 plus 11. 21 divided by 2 would give me 10.5. And this would be 10.5. So this would have been 9, 10, 11. This would be 12 and 13. So 12 plus 13 divided by 2 be 25 divided by 2, which is what? 12.5. So 12.5 and 12.5. So this would have been 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So this would have been 14. So that would be 14. Now, to confirm how true this is, would go, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So it's very correct, 14. So your rank must be the same as the number of samples you have. Now, since we have this, let's open up a brand new page now. Now, we already know that we have our rankings, so I'll be flipping on to check which rankings we have. So now the next step would be to calculate U1. So to calculate U1, so step number 3, in this case we just did step number 2. So we have step number 3. Step 3 is to calculate our U. Calculate U. So to calculate U1, U1 is giving us N1, N2 plus N1 bracket N1 plus 1 divided by 2 minus R1. So, sorry, we are not calculating U. We are going to calculate R first, but let us look at this. So we have U2 would be N1, N2 plus, not plus, sorry, yes, plus N1, N2 bracket N2 plus 1 divided by 2 minus R2. Now, since we have this, to calculate R1, R1 basically means our rankings for variety 1. So we're going to look at, for variety 1, we had 41. 41 has a rank of 2.5. So we go 2.5 plus the next one we have is 41 also, which is what? 2.5. So we go plus 2.5 plus the next one we have is 44, which is what? 6. We have another 44, so which is what? 6. So 6 plus 6, 6 plus 6. Next one we have is 43. Our 43 here has a ranking of 4. So we go for 4 plus 4. Then the next one we have is 46 and 53. Now 46 has a rank of 8. 53 has a rank of 12.5. So that's 8 and 12.5. So we have plus 8 plus 12.5. Sum them up to calculate our R2. So our R2 basically all the rankings of variety 2. So we start with 47. 47 has a rank of 9 plus, now we understand the concept around it, 44, which is 6 plus we have 54. which is 14, plus we have our 50, which is 10.5, 10.5 plus we have our 40 is 1, has a rank of 1, plus we have 53, which is 12.5, 50, which is 10.5. So 12.5 plus 10.5. So we sum them up again. Summing this up would have 41.5. To sum this up, would have 63.5. As we have this, we can now find our U1. So our U1 will basically be, what's our N1? Recall that we did our N1 to be 7 and N2 as what? 7. So basically start 7 multiplied by 7 plus 7 bracket 7 plus 1 divided by 2 minus our R1 is what? 41.5. We go. To do this, we'd have 7 times 7, 49, plus 7 plus 1 was 8, divided by 2, minus 41.5. So if you do this, we'd have 49 plus. So if we do this, 2 here, 1, 2 will give us here 4. So 7 times 4 would basically be 28. So 28 minus 41.5. So 49 plus 28 minus 41.5 would be 35.5. So this is our U1. Now going to our U2, our U2 would be similar thing, 7 times 7 plus 7 bracket 7 plus 1 divided by 2 minus R2, which is what? 63.5. Now, if you do the same thing, it is similar to this. So we'd have 49 plus 7 bracket 8 divided by 2 minus 63.5. 2 here, 1, 2 here, 4. We have 49 plus 28 minus 63.5. Now, 49 minus 20 plus 28, would give me 77. 77 minus 63.5 would give me 13.5. Now we have our U2. So U2 is equal to 13.5. U1 is 35.5, U2 is 13.5. You will now take your next step, which is step 4 now, which is taking the minimum between U1 and U2. So U1 is 35.5, U2 is 13.5. So the minimum would be what? 13.5. So therefore, our U calculated would be 13.5. Now, since we have our U calculated, we would have to find our U tabulated. So to find our U tabulated, we'd go to our Mann-Whitney U Test table. You see a table now on your screen. So using the same table we used in the direct method, we'll see on the vertical axis, you'll see N1, small n1 slash N2. What it means is on the vertical is your N1, horizontal is your N2. Now, N1 was 7, N2 was also 7. So N1, you would see 7 there. But for N2, N2 begins from 9. And since N2 is 7 and does not begin from, we do not have a 7 there, we say our U tabulated is what? 0. So we now come to the case where taking our decision, whenever U calculated is lesser than U tabulated, it would be the opposite of the direct method, which is whenever this is this, what we did is we fail to accept. But in this case, we reject null hypothesis. So we reject null hypothesis, but whenever u calculated is greater than u tabulated, what happens is that we fail to reject. So it is basically the opposite of the direct method. Now in this case, our u calculated obviously in this case would be to reject to the u calculated is greater than u tabulated. So we are failing to reject. What it means is we can either say we accept null hypothesis. So we are either failing, but in this case, we are accepting null hypothesis. So we fail to reject. Our decision is that we fail to reject null hypothesis. So therefore, we fail to reject null hypothesis. So thank you very much. There's a whole lot. If you didn't understand it, you can go back and rewatch again. I guarantee you that this time around you will understand it. Thank you very much. I'll see you in the next video. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, so share. See you in the next video. Bye.